So you have probably seen a video or two about Stoicism while scrolling down on YouTube. Yeah, lots of people have. Those pretty much self-help videos are good at directly giving advice inspired from the ancient Greek belief system called Stoicism. That's great and all, but the question we are aiming to answer in this video is why? Why is Stoicism getting back a fragment of its former glory, while other ancient philosophical ideas are left to dust? It all really comes down to four main categories: discipline, simplicity, social progression, and lifestyle. Now let's examine each in more depth. Discipline refers to something very vital in Stoicism. Acting based on your mind and not your feelings is a fundamental characteristic of the philosophical school. Nowadays, discipline is lacking more than ever, and for the ancient Greeks, it was also very crucial for personal fulfillment. The thing is, they didn't act opposed to pleasure just for the sake of it. They believed that reason is the governing force of us humans, and its power transcends that of flesh and blood. A lot of people here misinterpret this Stoic belief. They don't completely reject actions that bring satisfaction to the body. You can't always be intransigent, but that doesn't excuse living with reason as a guide to everyday problems, a mindset only a few have in the current era. Take this quote from the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius. "Stop allowing your mind to be a slave, to be jerked about by selfish impulses, to kick against fate and the present, and to mistrust the future." Simplicity refers to the straightforward principles and ideas of the creed. For example, Stoicism follows strictly the laws of the universe and its creator. However, some Stoics acknowledge that there is a chance that no higher being exists, and that everything came out of pure chance. That is not to say Stoics were atheist. They mostly believed in ancient Roman Greek gods, but in essence they don't care whether the creator of this world is Zeus, Christ, or Allah. They just want to live a life in accordance with the Almighty. Here is a quote yet again from Meditations that captures their belief perfectly. "Whoever fears death either fears the absence of sense or another form of sense. But if you lack any sense, you are not going to feel any harm. If again you acquire some other sort of sense, you will become a different being and you won't stop living." Simplicity also indicates that external things such as health, wealth, and pleasure are not good or bad in themselves, adiaphora, but have value as material for virtue to act upon. Many Stoics, such as Seneca and Epictetus, emphasized that because virtue is sufficient for happiness, a sage would be emotionally resilient to misfortune. The Stoics also held that certain destructive emotions resulted from errors of judgment, and they believed people should aim to maintain a will, called prohairesis, that is, in accordance with nature. Now moving on to a very crucial one, social progression. At first glance, it just sounds about the development that has taken place in our planet over the past 2,000 years. But you may be asking, how does that correlate with Stoicism? Well, the Stoic principles were created in an era very different from today. In the modern world, you can browse the internet finding anything you want within seconds. The dopamine-releasing activities are 10 to 20 times more impactful now than ever. Stuff like pornography have altered young men's minds. The urban lifestyle of big cities have brought depression to new heights. Teenagers are getting lost in the TikTok algorithm. The feeling of purpose is lost. That's where Stoicism plays a role. This belief system, born out of the wisdom of ancient times, gives out a different perspective. It offers complete self-control. It improves the individual's ethical and moral well-being. It builds self-consciousness, and much, much more. Stoicism provides a challenge from this world filled with pleasurable acts, an escape from this monotonous way of living. Interestingly enough, Stoic philosophy was the original philosophical inspiration for modern cognitive psychotherapy, particularly as mediated by Albert Ellis's Rational Emotive Behavior Therapy, REBT, the major precursor of CBT. The original cognitive therapy treatment manual for depression by Aaron T. Beck et al. States, "The philosophical origins of cognitive therapy can be traced back to the Stoic philosophers." A well-known quotation from Enchiridion of Epictetus was taught to most clients during the initial session of traditional REBT by Ellis and his followers. "It's not the events that upset us, but our judgments about the events." The truth is that social progression has massively affected the general population and its habits, while Stoicism offers a natural antidote to this gray world. Then again, what about the lifestyle? The lifestyle encompasses a wide range of Stoic teachings that motivate some curiosity in a person living in the 21st century. As such, we see that at the foundation of Stoic ethics, good lies in the state of the soul itself, in wisdom and self-control. One must therefore strive to be free of the passions. For the Stoics, reason meant using logic and understanding the processes of nature, the logos or universal reason, inherent in all things. The Greek word pathos was a wide-ranging term indicating an infliction one suffers. The Stoics used the word to discuss many common emotions such as anger, fear, and excessive joy. A passion is a disturbing and misleading force in the mind, which occurs because of a failure to reason correctly. For the Stoic Chrysippus, the passions are evaluative judgments. A person experiencing such an emotion has incorrectly valued an indifferent thing. A fault of judgment, some false notion of good or evil, lies at the root of each passion. Incorrect judgment as to a present good gives rise to delight, while lust is a wrong estimate about the future. Unreal imaginings of evil cause distress about the present or fear for the future. The ideal Stoic would instead measure things at their real value and see that the passions are not natural. To be free of the passions is to have a happiness which is self-contained. There would be nothing to fear, for unreason is the only evil. No cause for anger, for others cannot harm you. Specifically, we naturally, first we behave in a fashion as to advance our interests and goals, health, wealth, and so forth. Second, we identify with other people's interests, initially our parents, then friends, then countrymen. And third, we figure out ways to practically navigate the vicissitudes of life. The Stoics related these propensities directly to the four cardinal virtues of temperance, courage, justice, and practical wisdom. Temperance and courage are required to pursue our goals. Justice is a natural extension of our concern for an ever-increasing circle of people, and practical wisdom, phronesis, is what best allows us to deal with whatever happens. So we can conclude that it is everything mentioned in this video that has risen eyebrows of the public to give Stoicism a chance, though. Why not cynicism, platonism, epicureanism, peripatus, sophism, pythagorianism, and so on and so on? To be fair, Stoicism is probably the most systematized philosophical school from ancient Greece as it lived on through the Roman Empire and partially medieval times. But that doesn't completely cover it. The combination of all the four main points that we have covered so far is what the others lack. I mean, for the Epicureans, pleasure is the only good there is. For the Cynics, being in relation with society is futile. Every ideology in the ancient times is interesting and unique. For the recent attraction to Stoicism, it's the hardship and the challenge that resonate with people in the times of comfort. If you want to dive deeper into Stoicism, I urge you to read the Meditations by Aurelius, as it unfolds a lot of thought-provoking statements. Thanks for watching till the end of the video.